Yes, I do. Are we okay? Up here. So, we're going to be streaming some more Spire. It's going to be a bit of fun. And last time we went with the Silence, and now we're going to move on to the Defect at Essential 20. The Defect is, I mean, it's an interesting character. We've got, again, our deck with a bunch of strikes, a bunch of defense, a zap, and a dual cast. And our choices here are a boss relic swap, a rare colorless, and 3 1 HP. So 3 1 HP is what I want to check for. We can get a free elite fairly reliably here, actually, on the left path, but it would involve not getting any elites in the late part of the act, so probably not. Go for the right path. Let's see if we can get I'll take a bullseye. Oof, that's a... And we do not get a free elite because we found an enemy here. Stack is not very good in the early game for obvious reasons. Our discard pile size is going to be somewhere along the size of maybe like 3 to 4 on average. So when I play a random card, so stack is not a lot of block yet. I'll grab a rebound. It's not ideal. We want some damage cards. The Defect, does a reasonable job versus elites in the early game. It's certainly not great though. Boot sequence is great in general because it's basically anchor. And I like anchor as a relic, so I definitely like boot sequence as a card. Then I'll go here and fight this random knob. I'll play the boot sequence just to get it out of the deck. I'll also try to generate a random skill, which happens to be Rainbow. It's excellent. So that we don't have to, And now I probably want to zap because it will deal bonus damage. Putting him at 40. 33 anyway. I would like to rebound this dual cast, which should kill him next turn. Might as well do that to save myself a point of health. Still going to take 22 here. I'm going to do a rather large amount of damage. Rather unnecessarily large amount of damage to him. Yeah, the damage we took means we probably want to rest. I think my boot sequence is well worth a 20. This is a 50 gold. He was offering to take from me instead. That is our hungry face. That I seem to have gotten the hungry face every time on stream so far. It's not the ideal face, but we'll see. Again, the 10 block on turn 1, being... Can do 9, putting him at 13. This is 8 times 2, which will... I think I want to do this. Yeah, this is what I kind of feared. Though, yeah, the orbs will take care of him. An Overclock is an interesting card to get early on. What's the boss? Slime boss. I think actually Overclock is okay. He does tend to overload your deck a bit with junk. We do have a lantern, so we have some bonus energy. Like a Vulang. If we do bullseye, he will wake up. I want to try to get as many things as possible here. I'll eat the deck spot, I suppose. Let's see here, let's actually engage him at this point. If I rebound, Zap is going to deal... Well, Zap is just going to deal 8 damage if I rebound it, so... What do I deal? The better card would be Ball Lightning, which would deal 15. That should take care of him. Pretty much. He does not scale very well with... he does not stop you from scaling with orbs, in contrast to scaling with strength. That's always nice. Core Surge is being offered. Our first rare card, which is why I'm always inclined to take it. So there's a certain event that will make it so that rare cards are more likely to... well, rare cards are going to give you max HP if you get the event for the spirits and give them a rare. So that's always why it's very nice to get your first rare. And Core Surge over here, it has some good synergies with certain other cards. Artifact can be useful in various fights, but the most amazing thing with Core Surge is, of course, getting... so a card again. There's a card that's for focus. For focus at the cost of... excuse me. 4 focus at the cost of 1 focus every turn decrease, while Artifact will remove that. A charged battery or a chill? You don't necessarily need a chill, but I think that boot sequence by itself is not actually quite enough in Ascension 20. Getting a little bit more block on turn 1 can be very nice. There are certain enemies that are quite rude on turn 1, which we've seen so far. This will be 41, which is fine. We're very likely to trigger him next turn. Maybe I shouldn't have done that because I knew it was on top and it would have been Ball Lightning. In any case, we'll still end up just fine because they just aren't attacking. Still, I feel like that was a bit of a misplay. I should have not drawn more cards, so I would have had the more powerful Ball Lightning in the hand. Another boot sequence is probably too much. A Chaos is... it really wants an upgrade, but so does Chill. Claw is not really what we're looking for at this point, so I think it's a skip. And then here it is probably the Chill upgrade. Just so we have this for next act. I mean, it's not great for this fight. It's definitely good for the next act, where a lot of enemies will deal quite a bit of damage on the early turns. The question is... if I rebound a dual cast, how much damage are we going to deal, right? So this is 3, 6, and then 9. And then there are 16, which is... 9, 16, 25. Let's see here. I could just grab my text editor here. So we've got 9, we've got 16, which is 25. Then we've got another 9 from Rebound, 11 from Core Surge. Yeah, I should get an overlay or something for that. 9, 16, 9, 11, so 25 and 20, 45. Putting him at 78. Which would not be enough. So in that case, is there a way to block for more? Let's see here. We're going to draw Defense, most likely. Which this can upgrade to do 8 block per defend. I should probably keep the 2 in that case. I could rebound a defend as well. I think this is a decent play. Utilizing the Blessing of the Forge to block his big attack. And apparently level up Bullseye. And yeah. So now we're going to be doing 6 damage, putting him at 85. Now, if I can somehow get... more damage, then I could get a better split. But if I don't split him, he's going to add 5 additional things to my deck. If I wait for 2 turns, he's going to be at 79, which I could do. But I then need to be lucky to draw both Zap and Ball Lightning in the same hand. Let's just draw and see if we can get a decent hand. So this is 18 damage, plus another 6 is another 24, which would put him at, what, 60 something? It's not great, right? It's not a great split. It might be better served waiting a bit. So, 85. This would reduce it to 79. But would force it to go next turn when I might want to skip again. I think I'll just go a little slowly here. Just yeah, see, we can draw a hand that's bad like this and end up, you know, just exhausting the slimes will end up being better. He's gonna crush again, but no matter what we draw, we end up, yeah. And now here, what I can do is I can rebound the Bullseye. Just upgraded. And a boot sequence, which is very nice. I want to try to hit the guy that will attack us next turn. And split him, apparently, immediately. They're all attacking. This can be pretty bad here. What's our best bet here? We have to live 38 damage. Which is that even possible to do? Let's see here. If I hit you a bunch, I can go down. I can split you actually. It probably is the best way to go about this. I don't like it because he's splitting at 19. It's quite a high number. Yeah, they can all be attacking again. That's the problem with this strategy. If I can somehow get to... You basically have to kill both of these. We do have the Gremlin Horn, which will help. I can strike twice in order to guarantee a kill on that guy. And then defend and block for 8. And this should deal with this fight. Yeah, barely. There was the one. That's the combo. Core Surge plus Bias Cognition. Right, that was the card I was looking for. It'll give us quite a bit of focus. So since we've got a bunch of focus, Inserter is certainly an interesting option. And so is Runic Pyramid. Runic Pyramid giving us the ability to keep our Core Surge in hand for when we draw the Bias Cog against enemies that will strip away the artifact, and as well allowing us to keep Bias Cog in hand if we draw that first. So I'm really leaning towards the Pyramid, even over Inserter, even though I really like Inserter in general. I think it's actually a very strong relic to pick, because there's only one card in the whole Defect pool that can actually give you additional slots. So, you know, looking at Bias Cog, yeah. So we're looking at an upgrade ideally, because Bias Cog becomes even more ridiculous if you upgrade it, which is always nice. I think it's left path. With birds, Yes. This will put it to 9 block, which is not enough. I should have maybe done it the other way around, so I would have been able to exhaust this lighting as well. I think we're sort of fine though, because we just drew our bias cognition. Which against these birds, it's fine to just play, I think. They're not going to be living for very long with this rather high amount of random damage being, you know, tossed about every which way. Can we somehow kill you? If only one of the orbs hits him, he's now dead because of the lock-on, so I can just defend if I want to. There we go, it's another bird down. Take just 2 damage. We lose our artifact to one of the triggers. And now the last bird is gone. Got ourselves a self-repair, which is an excellent card to get for this act, because this act tends to wear you down. And looking at the number of rests, it's not particularly high, and we have some elites that we have to fight in the later parts of the act. I actually look at the timer here. We're doing 16 minutes already. Yeah, I'm probably never going to manage to do a quick run ever. 15, 17. Okay. We could practice, I guess, but it's not really gonna. Our little avocado friend. We used our bias cog to increase our focus permanently. It's nice 11 block. That is the 14. Ideally, we get the self-repair off on the turn where he dies. Yes. And we find capacitor, which, you know, instantly gets clicked on here. We just want to find some more frost, and then we're, you know, good to go, basically. Okay. 10, 15 block. Not the amount we want to have. We need a capacitor this fight, not necessarily. 22 damage. Now it's more. This is 9 apiece, so this will kill. Fortunately, not being able to self-repair, but, you know, preventing that damage is going to do more than self-repairing. I think I want to certainly get the fairy in a bottle. Double energy is offered, which can help us in a big turn. I can take one of those. I need to click faster, if I want to. And of course against this enemy, I will Core Surge just to prevent Snecko plus Pyramid nonsense from just completely ruining us, which can happen. I think the Snecko will die fairly quickly too, so that I can just bias cog immediately. I don't think this fight will last quite long enough for the bias cog to actually bias cog effect to actually go below, put me below 0 at some point. Let's rebound with strong cards. It's doing 8. Double energy. 12 and 20. So just getting to 12 and then he's dead. That's still kind of slow, right? Chosen or cultists? I think neither. I don't really mind the cultist effect too much. I'd rather get copy of that's fairly painful. Anything we can do about that, or are we just... I think we're guaranteed to lose our things here. Is this going to make any difference at all? It's 10, 12 block with 35. No. So I might as well keep my stuff. Use these things? I think I do, just to clean up the hand a little bit. He's going to trigger my fairy in a bottle. It's kind of scary. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be the thing we were waiting for. Now the question is... okay. That's a big difference, right? It's kind of like we had to kind of go for that at that point. I'm going to put this defend on top so we always have some defense next turn. As well as other defend. Jonathan is being quite rude. Please. Oh, that's... is that just too much for us to handle? They're doing, I believe, 10? This is as much as we can do, basically. And it's 2 damage short. Okay. Well. That's GG. I want to consider continuing with the defect. I think I do. So we're back to a win streak of 1 from 2 from yesterday. So where does that count? I mean, I did replay a fight and the thing, so I guess it's still 1. I haven't really gotten something amazing yet. Okay, want to try playing fast? I'll try playing slowly actually. I'll have a better time playing slowly. 250 gold, random boss relic. Boss is Hexaghosts. And 250 gold would want a shop early, which we do have on offer. But surprisingly, the cracked core is quite valuable early on, especially to deal with elites. So looking at this act, can we get a lot of value out of elites? There is a super elite, but it's behind a lot of fights, which will be hard pull fights. Probably not. We have a choice of basically either doing only 1 fight or... well, no, we can do 3. So that's good. And we can go with a bunch of question marks into an elite, or firefight store question mark elite. That could be good. And there's also this early store, but this path just doesn't seem like the best idea. You want to see some cards early in order to be able to get some attacks if this is Gremlin Knob. So this one's probably not it. Potions, again, we're going to do a couple fights on the start, so we don't really need to get potions there immediately. I think it's a boss trade this time. Should we get Cursed Key, which is, that's a pretty good relic. Jawworm is going to be fairly rude and do 12 damage. No recourse because we drew no defense. 11, okay. I can deal with that. We got another capacitor offered. Taking an early capacitor is, it's a fairly risky play, but it is a capacitor and it's like the only card that does what it does, so. We get to remove a card. I will remove a defend, I believe. Because again, if you haven't found any attacks yet, removing strikes can be a bit dangerous, right? So might as well keep our strikes for the elites and remove the defense instead. Oh wait, I could have maybe not taken that 1 damage. Okay, so here we got offered Auto Shield, Melter, and Claw. Claw's less good when you have bonus energy, so it's probably going to be the Melter here. I want some attacks to be added to my deck at the start, so we can deal with the Gremlin Knob fairly well. Yes, this is all we can do, is play all the cards. Sometimes the game just doesn't want to register what I want to pick. Sweeping Beam or Cool-Headed. Cool-Headed's a strong card for the late game. But it doesn't do all that much right now yet. We don't have any focus yet. I'll take the Sweeping Beam for now. I would take a Blizzard early, probably, or not a Blizzard, it's the other Frost card. Glacier early? Yeah, Glacier. But I'm a little bit more on the fence of getting a Cool-Headed early. Because Cool-Headed doesn't quite do too much for you. You don't have, you know, a bunch of energy to use. We have an extra energy, right? The draw can be nice. But overall, its effect is rather... This, though, I do like to take early. Buffer can be very strong against multiple of the elites in this act. I will even upgrade it. It's a card that really wants an upgrade. And we get the Gremlin Knob, so Buffer will, you know, do... You know, it will do quite a number here. Like here, for example, I can Buffer. Stop 2 of his attacks, basically. So that Buffer just prevented something like 32 damage just by itself. Alright, the question is, does Zap help? I think it does. Do we need a potion? It's going to deal 3 and 16 is 19, putting him at 20 without it. And if I potion is going to be 5 and 20 is 25, putting him at 14. Right? Is 14 enough? If we draw the Melter, yes. Are we guaranteed to draw the Melter? Yes, because we have Sweeping Beam. So we should use the potion, because it will save us a turn, guaranteed. Right when... Yeah. I don't know, maybe with the strike it wasn't necessary, actually. I'll do the... I got offered a compile driver, not all that great. A steam barrier could be good. At this point. Since we've beaten the Gremlin Knob, we're not going to fight another Gremlin Knob. The elites are always going to... Okay, so here we can do something rather sneaky. Can cause them to all curl up, and then we can Melter one of them. The question is, can we kill one more? Yes, with a potion, which will be able to stop 7 damage. Is that good enough to use a Liquid Memories? Because this is a very good potion. I don't think so, actually. I'll take the 7, I think. It's fine taking like extra 7 damage, right? It's going to be... We always were going to be taking the 8. Yeah, I suppose I can use a buffer. I don't think we'll need it, because we've got, you know, this Captain's Wheel. And then Lightning should take care of him. Okay, we got a second capacitor. It's a bit much, as well as a Blizzard, which doesn't really do all that much. Guess I can take it, but I'm really looking for some things that create some orbs at this point. I might go this way even, in search of it. I'll definitely go this way actually, just to rest. And, you know, get rid of our curse. We got the boot, so we can take the key. And go for the rest. Have to do one fight with a curse in our deck, which is going to be the Thief. And then, you know, the store will be able to remove the curse, and I won't have to worry about taking a curse in Act 2 and Act 3, which can be nice, right? These capacitors don't really do all that much at this point. But I believe in their ability to do something for us later. I do want to make sure that we don't lose our money here, because I do want to buy, ideally, a card that gives us something. We have a Meteor Strike on offer, which we can't play. Probably too greedy. Static Discharge, though, can be very good if we get it turn 1. We'll just fill our thing with lightning bolts. We can probably abuse it quite a bit. There's a Bias Cog on offer. But it will mean not being able to remove our curse. Am I okay with taking a biased cog? We can only do lightning arms, but it is a biased cog, which is, you know, it's a very strong effect. There's also some good potions, especially the Tropic Brew, actually. It was expensive. Beamsaw doesn't do all that much. The cards that are on offer here are not all that strong. Except for, you know, the biased cog. But again, like, that static discharge on as well. Biased cog doesn't do all that much. So we'll have to go for it, actually. We'll have to hope we can find some other way to remove the curse we have in the deck. 64, just not quite enough money to be able to... Okay, so buffer is good. And probably a double strike. On the one that already gained a bunch of strength. They're both gaining strength. This can be fairly scary. Are we going to be able to kill next turn? Well, if we just remove as many cards from the deck as possible, the chances of drawing attacks are higher. Zap will actually also do the trick. A weak potion. I'm actually going to pick this up over the 20 damage potion. We get offered another static discharge. I think one is usually enough. I'd rather want to cool-head it. And we get offered to fight an elite if I want to. Buffer is still going to be good here. But I wonder if, you know, we're actually capable of handling things like the sentries and stuff. So we will take quite a bit of damage. On the other hand, this boss will deal more damage if your HP is higher. So it's not too big of a deal. I'll take it. It is the sentries. Unfortunately, I have just the wrong one. If we had the turn 2 one, which one is that? It's just like, there's like 3 boat relics. The captain's wheel and then the anchor and then... I don't remember what the last one's called, but it's like 14 block on turn 2. It's going to give us... Why not use the capacitor, right? This fight will take a while. The orbs are random. Just get a bunch of them. Yeah, so cool-headed will give us one of those nice orbs. Sweeping beam in order to just think. A buffer will stop the damage this turn. We can take 8 to get an orb, but that's quite a lot. I'll prevent all the damage, I think. I also still have this liquid memory, which can be used to... The thing with, you know, this combination of effects is that it doesn't actually trigger things. I could go biased cog already. That's going to give us 14, 12, 10, 8, and then it's back to normal. So 2, 4, 6, 8 extra damage. 14, 12, 10, 8 is 26 and 18 is 44 damage over... They have a total of about 98 HP, so we're only halfway with this. These two will put it at 56 damage. Another 6 from, you know, the final turn where they're back to normal, back to like the amount they're at now. And we would still be short quite a bit of damage, right? We'd still be short about 30 damage. Which there's some of that here, but, you know, that will cut short a lightning orb as well. I don't think this is a good idea yet. Because we'll run out of focus before they're low enough, basically. We're not quite ready for it yet. So this is 8 block. That will trigger 2 of those orbs. We can try to get lucky. I mean, that failed, but it's a nice attempt. We'll get another couple of orbs. So at this point, you know, doing Bias Cog is definitely okay. So I will. It'll also gain us, you know, a bunch of block. I'll only take 4 damage. I think that's fine. And hopefully, you know, the orbs will kill them here. Are we guaranteed to get a kill here? There's 4 orbs. So we do the pigeonhole theorem. So just do the worst case scenario, which is hit, 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 hit. Which will keep all of them alive, unfortunately. So we do have a chance. So what's the probability of that? It's pretty low, right? 1 in 81 times the amount of ways you can do multinomial of 0, 1, 3 out of 4, which is like... but only this particular one, right? So there's only the orders, which is 4 orders, if I've got this correct. So are we willing to take a 5% chance at taking 10 damage? Just half a point? Sure. Okay, we didn't get super unlucky. Horncleat, that's the name, yeah. Just, I think also a reference to a part of a ship. We get offered a storm. How many powers are in this deck? There are quite a few, actually. I could take a storm. Which will do deal with this boss for us, right? It'll deal a lot of damage if I just... I mean, I do want to place it in the hand then. We have potions to help us deal with, you know, unexpected turns of lots of damage. So this should be okay-ish. This is a very nice hand to get turn 1. Just get the strikes out of the way. Hopefully we'll get some block this turn. We don't. I don't want a buffer. This is 12 damage, yes, but I want to save it for the bigger hits that are going to come later. We'll go ahead and do a static discharge and capacitor, as well as bias cog, and just try to go straight for, you know, dealing as much as possible. I'll pop this weak potion, which will save us quite a bit of damage, and hopefully this effect will give us 6 orbs, which will hit him for about 70-ish damage. Very nice. Another orb. Just keep cycling them. Doing another 36. We're doing quite a lot of damage to this thing very quickly, which is very nice. Another cool head will completely protect us. We can just keep piling on the damage. And hopefully get him before we run out of steam here. I can put up the buffer. Which will, you know, trigger another orb. I think we might just about make it. Keep triggering as many orbs as we can, and there we go. So we get offered a bias cog again, which, you know, is very strong. But we also get offered an electrodynamics, which is an answer to some of like the most scary enemies in the game, like this, the slavers, the 3 slavers in Act 2, as well as in Act 3 the Reptomancer. So I think I'll take this like card that just answers, that just kills those 2 fights right there. Then we get offered a nuclear battery, a philosopher's stone, or an astrolabe. We already have an energy. We don't have any draw, so we don't necessarily need an extra energy here. The final stone can be pretty scary for the defect. Just in general, we don't have any of the amazing block things. I think that taking a astrolabe is fine. The defect can also find a lot of cards that will get him additional energy, right? Like turbo or some other option. I don't think nuclear battery is the answer here because we have a storm. So we'll just like get rid of the energy and it'll just end up being 2 energy. It's not that great. This is a transform, right? So if you transform a curse, you just get another curse. So no thanks. I don't want strikes anymore. Our damage is basically going to come from orbs at this point. We got a Seek Plus I just saw. which is a very strong card, as well as a reinforced body, which now you have an energy sink in the deck, so you know those energy cards become good. Reinforced body is actually quite the thing. Like going for shops to look for a chemical X could be good. The chemical X is a thing that only appears in shops. Let's see here. We got a path with rest, enemy, rest, elite, rest, elite. That's like kind of ideal for the late part of the act. Because, you know, you get stronger over time, so, and the elites are the same no matter if I fight them over here or at the beginning. So finding the elites near the end, they'll be easier for us to handle. And in the early part of Act 2, I'm really looking for quite a few question marks. We can do 2. There are quite a few good events in Act 2. There's vampires, although we've already gotten rid of most of our strikes. There's apparitions, which are always nice for the defect. There's, I guess there's the arena, but that can only appear in the second half. There's back to basics, which will upgrade 3 defense. Again, I guess they're not that amazing in our case. I can also go for the middle path, but that does involve, you know, 2 elites in a row if I want to go right, which might be a little bit much. Right, this part of the path is pretty dangerous. 3 fights in a row, 2 which are elites. And even if I, you know, if this elite is trouble and I decide, you know, I can't go here, then I'll still have to fight this thing here, which will be a hard pool fight. So it's pretty dangerous. We don't have a recovery card, nor a recovery relic. I think we go right. Not quite, you know, the maximum amount of elites we can get, but still quite good. Like this kind of thing, right? This is the reason why Act 2 can be so, can chip you down, because 21 turn 1 and, you know, no way to block it. We don't have an anchor or anchor equivalent. I mean, just doing as much damage as possible, I think. The shell parasite is quite tanky, but I don't think it's tanky enough to deal with what we're going to do here. Yeah, because this will do 5. If I use a reinforced body for 6, it's going to take 3 damage and do an orb for that. I think that's okay. Right, because of the start discharge, we get an extra orb. We can go ahead and pop the buffer and zap and kill it. Let's see here. We got offered an aggregate, which is very strong. I really like taking this card. We have quite a bit of card draw. 1, 2, 4 already. And we have quite the size of our deck, so this will be... How big will it be on average? We'll draw 5 cards. So our hand is 5, our deck is going to be 17. Half the time it's going to be about 8 to 9, so this is going to be like +1 energy already. If we get our deck to about 30, it'll be +2 energy. You can read this as like gain 1 energy for every 8 cards in your deck as well, right? Because your draw pile will be about half your deck. On average, right? I mean, if you draw it on your 4th turn, you're going to be sad, but... Of course, if you can bottle it, right? If you can get a bottle, but I mean, if you can get a bottle, you would bottle Seek here, right? But that would still be good, because you would always Seek for it and get a great turn 1, right? Start each combo with 3 additional slots. We have 2 capacitors. I don't think this is necessary with 2 capacitors in the deck. I'd rather keep the money. I can remove the Wraith, which, you know, finally, so that's a better option. And we can grab a boot sequence instead. Just replace Wraith with something good on turn 1. You can get a Cold Snap. We already have 2 Cool-Headeds. I don't think that is necessary. And I don't think Cold Snap is necessarily, you know, the Frost card you want. Like, the best one is probably Glacier, and then Cool-Headed is a second, and Cold Snap is a distant third. There are no other things I can afford, so, you know. Thieves? No, this is, you know, the thing you get boot sequence for. Grab the storm, the defend, the hit, and this is like sort of like a wrong one. Okay. Okay, so this turn is a lot more interesting though, because we get Seek, so we can get a bunch of things. I think Electrodynamics is probably the thing we want here. And maybe use the buffer. In which case I probably want... Do I want the aggregate at this point? To get it out of the deck, so we get better turns next turn? I think so. I can also seek for a capacitor. Which... don't really do all that much, because their health is quite low. That's definitely, because it deals so much damage, and then I guess an aggregate. So then, that will gain us some energy, which can be used to do Melter. They're taking 19... Next turn this will kill the front guy, so... Not the back guy, he has slightly too much health. We get our 18 block, so he can't do anything, and I mean, we just find dual cast for the kill. Yeah, like, a lot of overkill, actually. A static discharge plus... I think that's worth taking. Because you want to upgrade static discharge, but if you could just get an upgraded one for free, then I can upgrade something else. Sure. Centurion and Mystic can be a little bit problematic for a deck that relies as much on orbs as we do. This fight, if you kill the Mystic, Centurion can be kind of 17, 23, just full block it, I guess. So we do get to deal with the rather rude turn 1 pretty well. We only have 4. I can grab the aggregate. And I guess I want to. I probably also want to grab Electrodynamics. Because I know that if I don't, our lightning orbs are going to hit the Mystic all the time. And I guess buffer is in order. So the Centurion will guard the Mystic, and the Mystic will heal the Centurion, so overall, you know, if you went with the random damage, it will probably end up fine. But, you know, now we have just guaranteed both of them dead, which is a safer solution. Another reinforced body, I'll take. Reinforced body, if it shows up together with a aggregate, could be very good. And of course we can seek reinforced body and aggregate. You can somehow keep Seek in hand. We can find ourselves a pyramid, for example. We could really do quite a bit. Snecko here. I think I want to grab probably static discharges, I would imagine. He's going to attack every turn. We're very likely to get some use out of static discharges. Can we handle him with... I think we can actually handle 124 health just fine with a biased cog, actually. Our damage is quite good. I'll grab the biased cog and the upgraded one. I will use boot sequence because it'll be randomized if we draw it again. And 10 block is not, you know, amazing. This one's free. I'd like to stop some of this damage. I don't think I want more orb slots this fight. It's short enough that doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, that's... it's already over, basically. Okay, I get a focus potion, which is, you know, much better than a dex potion for us. Another cool-headed or a hologram? I think hologram over another cool-headed. Because hologram allows you to just fetch a cool-headed. It's another, like, nice little trick card. Who's our boss, actually? It's the Collector, which will spawn some minions. Electrodynamics will be very good against that. I think I'll grab the hologram. We can also get an aggregate back to play it twice to get a really big block turn. I don't think that's necessary, but it's possible. We're 27. I don't feel quite safe, so I'll rest because we do have to do quite a few fights. This could be a fight. It's not guaranteed to be an event. And we can get fights like this where you just, you know, where the enemy's like, yeah, take 27 damage turn 1. We drew the right card to block it, but you know, then they continue doing another 18 turn 2. The bad part about this is we don't draw any block here. I could just grab the reinforced body back, but they're just going to continue attacking us. So I don't know if that is actually what I want to do here. Or if I just want to go and try and, you know, try and do some damage. He'll get a buff if we kill the fungi beast, which will make him deal 18 as well. So it doesn't matter if I kill it or not. If I do this, this, and this though, can I make it so that he hits me and then this thing dies afterwards? Because Shelled Parasite will always attack first, right? So this is 2 lightning orbs with 4 extra focus, which deals 7 damage each. And they evoke for 12, I believe. This will channel 2 more. So we'll have 4 of them, and one of them will pop. Alright. But they go first, and then the orbs go first, and the enemies go, and then the pop goes. And the pop is only going to be 1 orb. So we're going to do 2 orbs plus 1 pop at +4, which is 7, 14, and then a pop at +4, which is 12, I believe. There's 26 damage, so it will die. So this will actually prevent 6 damage being dealt to us. Sure. Actually, more. Or not. Wait. Because we also have Storm. Wait, hold on a second. We have Storm. This changes everything, actually. This will channel an orb. Doing 8 and then 11, 14, 17. And that will put him at 7. That'll do it too, I believe. Right, because electrodynamics. So I don't want to use this because it'll actually make me take more damage. It's weird. I can just either use a melter and, you know, apply some damage to you instead. So now he'll hit, which will trigger the orb, and then I don't get affected by some of the vulnerable. I get the Captain's Wheel, which will stop, you know, the most dangerous turn, but he'll still have 1 more dangerous turn. I guess we'll play out more cards. I guess I could play this, but I can remove 1 of his armor. Not the most amazing thing. So this is the, you know, the turn which can but we don't have anti-armor on us anymore from turn 1, which is nice. So I can hologram back my bias cognition here in order to be able to block quite well. I mean, it wasn't really necessary. I could have just killed him as well, I think. Right, but you know, this is also a solution that makes us take no damage, so that's fine. A 3rd capacitor. I think it's a bit much. Right? Like, we have to think about the bird boss as well. And drawing our powers in the wrong order and then dying. It's just a real problem that this kind of deck faces, right? The Defect does fine against bosses in regards to, you know, scaling at some point. At some point you got to figure out, you know, do I need more powers or am I better served with more, you know, regular cards and draw and tech? I think this deck has enough powers. Like, if it upgrades its existing capacitor, it's going to end up at 9 orb slots, which is like more than enough for any fight in the game. I don't think I need this. I don't need this, or can I use the Cold Snap? I suppose. Right, it's another Frost Orb source. I'm a bit light on them. I'll take a Cold Snap. Again, it's not the ideal Frost Orb, but look at this event. It's the Ritual Dagger, which I don't think this deck really needs or wants. So we'll take 50 gold. And there's this. We have a cursed key. So we can decide to skip. You can see what kind of relic it is by the shape of the chest. I believe this is a common relic, if I'm not mistaken. So I could skip this. Since the next fight is going to be an elite and we're not near... Well, I mean, there's this store, but it's behind 2 fights. I'll skip this chest. We can take a look-see with cool-headed. I would really like to get electrodynamics up against Gremlin Leader. It's very good at dealing with this battle. We can dig deeper if I want to. I could still get electrodynamics, but then I wouldn't get Storm at this point. We'll go ahead and pop the Storm. And this, and this, and keep the boot sequence. For a rainy day. It is 10 block for 0 after all. It is fine. Yeah, this is the dangerous part about this fight. Is there anything we can do about this? They're doing 53 damage turn 2, which is a lot. I don't think we can actually afford to electrodynamics here. That I could buffer, which will stop 2 of the hits. If I buffer and reinforce body, the reinforced body is going to be 7 by 14, 16. Which is not going to stop the second one. So we're going to still take 22. Is it possible? I could hologram back boot sequence actually. Which would be 10, 15, then 22 block, which would do it. And then we would search for electrodynamics next turn using our liquid memories. I don't think that that's terribly bad. Right? I think it's this solution. Which means we only take 11. And we block 2 of that, so like 9, I believe. Or does, no, the block does go away first, right? So we take 11. Sure. Right, yeah, 2 buffers and then we take 11. And then we have 18 block from that. So now the question is, do we want to liquid memories electrodynamics? And I definitely do. Because it's just going to be a ridiculous amount of damage. And we get our bias cognition and I guess another capacitor just to... Right at this point, we're basically going to kill every gremlin that appears. Because we have 49 damage here. He decides to summon, so he's not hitting us again, so... Yeah, this fight's over. Well, that was a pretty tricky turn, like, in there. Get offered a symbiotic virus, which is a dark orb. There's no reason not to take this. It won't really do all that much for us because we're generating so much stuff. There's another hologram on offer. I'll take it. I think holograms are really strong. You get to heal, which... the other 2 elites are the Slavers and the Book of Stabbing. The Book of Stabbing is very scary for us. The Slavers are not if we get electrodynamics, but if everything's on the bottom of the deck, the Slavers can also kill us. So with the rest, I'm a lot. Yeah, it is the Slavers. Well, we do get Seek. So obviously we seek for electrodynamics. And maybe even bias cognition. We can block some of this damage. It's 14, 9, and 8, I believe. So it's like 20, 30 damage or so. We got 15 or 10 block in the first hand. We could take some damage in order to just be sure that they're dead. This fight is a race, so I think I'm okay doing this. Don't want static discharge or storm. What will do more? Not sure. I mean, using this energy potion will do probably the most damage of all options. So we'll go with that. And then I guess I can go with this and then this. Yeah. No, we even kill one of them. So only end up taking 6. And then everyone's dead. Another storm? Another storm, huh? That might be a bit overkill, actually. I don't think I want another storm. I think I want this turbo. Right? We can add some more draw to the deck. Upgrade a card. Ideally, like I could do this, for example, which would be adding more draw by itself. So, trying to balance out. I think the best solution here is to just try to deal damage. Their total health is about 150. Now this is what I was afraid of with, like, you know, poor draws. This is kind of a draw that's not quite as strong as last time. Do I want to take 1 damage in order to not put a daze in my deck? Probably. It seems okay. We got our block. Okay, so we get to have our buffer. I'll get to Seek. Electrodynamics, definitely. And I guess I could Seek Turbo. To be able to play Stag Discharge here. Which will mean we get full block because of Orb trigger. And then still have 2 of those as well. We can hologram something back, which would just be some damage card. Do we? Zap is a damage card, sure. I have a Zap. And there he goes. So, yeah. We have another hologram. You can oversaturate with them, right? A handful of hologram doesn't really do all that much. 2 or 3. I think 3 is okay still. I think 4 might be a crowd. What will you want to upgrade? I'd really like to upgrade Bias Cognition. This boss can be fairly scary though. I think we can do it though. There's still quite a few cards that, you know, could really use upgrades for the Act 3 bosses, which would be probably both capacitors as well. So I can do Storm, Electrodynamics Capacitor. I could have kept the Dark Orb, but we're gonna trigger it almost immediately anyway. Or trigger it on him. Because they're gonna die at the same time from Electrodynamics probably at some point. Though right now they're not. So Steam Barrier would be 8 block. They're dealing quite a lot, 20 something. I could grab back my boot sequence here. And then I guess I'll hit this one. Do we want to use this focus potion here? Got 21, 23. They're doing 35. We're taking 12 right now. I'll wait one more turn. We have our electrodynamics, so this shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'd like to keep this potion for Act 3 if I can help it. Can we do Bias Cognition already? The question is, can we kill in about 6 or so turns from now? This is 5 times 8, so like 40 damage a turn. It's going down slowly, of course, but 40 times 5 already is like 200. So we've basically got the damage already down. They're hitting us for 35 again. I want to seek Bias Cog and then probably Static Discharge here. Alright. So make sure we're overblocking already. Yeah, we're already got him down like by about 100 there. Well, hologram in order to get more Or is it more orbs? More lightning, more power? This is ticking down a bit. It's now 30 damage. You got buffers, which are great here. Yeah, I won't be able to block this, and Turbo will just put things in my deck I don't want. So, okay, there's our orbs. They're still dealing 25. Oh, I might have not wanted to do that, but then again, I think we're okay. That additional block. Kind of a deal, but we have a melter. Very nice. Our buffer will still block for us here. So I could just grab the melter back. This should be enough damage to kill him? Question mark? Let's use a strike. Let's see. We got a core surge. I think that's the play. That's how we beat the heart and the late game. Bias cognition will give us our scaling, and with core surge we can survive, you know, for more. We can pretty much handle a 300 health boss, but handling an 800 health boss is, you know, quite a bit more. And if we don't get any more focus, then one bias cog by itself probably won't be enough to deal enough damage. When you also want more frost orbs as well. I think this is a good choice. You can offer it a Snecko Eye, so that's an interesting pick, right? Because we do have quite a few zero costs. Snecko Eye is good as long as your average cost is about 1, I suppose. So 1, 2, 3, 4 zero costs. And 1, 2... only 2 costs. Out of, you know, 25 good cards, these are basically curses at this point. I don't know. There's an argument to make for Runic Dome, which will just, by itself, just remove Intense, which we're not too worried about because our deck is basically orb-based. But we do have some reinforced bodies, which you don't quite know for things like the Time Eater what they're doing. So that can be a little bit of an issue. I think we can do a Dome deck here. Over Snecko Eye as a pick. Snecko Eye does give you 2 draws though. That's so much draw. Which is the reason for picking it. The reason is like, do we have a lot of cards where we really want to play them every time, right? Because with 4 energy you can roll like a 2 and a 3. Or a 3 and a 2, or a 3 and a 3 on like the 2 most important cards. Which can include Seek as well, right? Like, Seek really doesn't like Snecko Eye. So, yeah, I don't know about Snecko Eye here. Empty Cage, I mean, it's okay, right? I think if you want to pick Empty Cage, I'd rather pick Runic Dome over it. I think the energy is still worth getting. Even with 1 turbo and 1... thing. We ran out of energy quite a few times. Or, you know, you had to use like an energy potion at some point. I'll take it. So we have to kill this thing here. I'm going to go for the heart. Which probably means this. We're going to go, or this even. Right, there are quite a few good events again in this act. Am I looking for cards specifically? Not really. A lot of the enemies are quite scary, and we don't have any sustain. Not in our relics, not in our deck. So, go for this route. There are quite a few events also that are actually actively bad. So these, okay, we're playing Runic Dome, so we gotta think about what all the enemies are doing. These are attacking. This thing is like 20% chance of attacking, I believe. So I could do something like Storm into Cognition into Capacitor. to boot sequence and play hologram just cause. And now we get to see, you know, do we have triple attack? Okay, we're quite lucky there. This will be good here. I can hologram a hologram. I mean, I suppose. Do we have enough block to be able to block one of these? I mean, 7 damage is going to be, you know, significant. Probably not. Hologram a hologram to hologram to defend. This is not the most efficient way to block, right? This is the thing with the holograms. Having 3 holograms at the same time is not particularly productive. But we have a Dark Orb, so our symbiotic virus here saves the day, which is very nice. So we're going to explode for, I believe, like 30 damage each. This guy, I don't think it hits hard enough to get through 14 block. This will kill it, actually, so it won't have a chance to. I'll take another reinforced body, certainly. Like, you know, with 5 energy, why would you not? It's like 35 block. Oh, we get to play memory, which you're always forced to play this, so okay, it wouldn't be too bad to get a zap. Buffer would be okay. Do I want a sweeping beam? Probably not actively. Doom and gloom here. I don't really want zap. Shame. Yeah, we don't want to pick up a shame, obviously, so yeah, we'll just pick up nothing. We didn't really find one of the 2 cards I was really interested in at all, so I'll have to go left here. Yeah, this sometimes gives you just treasure rooms, which actually I shouldn't have picked this up because it actually is actively bad with Cursed Key. It gives you curses. Yeah, I mean, I guess it gives you a skip, right? A lot of the events here are actually not all that good. We'd rather just skip floors sometimes. Can we handle this as well as a super elite afterwards? It's a bit scary. They're attacking every turn. The elite could be Giant Head, right? Which is like the one that's probably the scariest. I think not. It's like this elite. If we had a campfire in between, maybe. These are also kind of... that's the thing, right? We're not quite good at Act 3 here. We don't have a lot of relics. We don't really have a lot of power. Yeah, probably shouldn't have taken up Tiny Chest when I think about it. Could have had, you know, a different relic at this point. But then again, the Tiny Chest made the chest, so that would have been just probably just a fight. I guess. Buffer, definitely. Can this help? It could. Dual cast is not really all that useful. Okay, this is a problem. Now they're all going to guaranteed attack, which is very scary. So I guess we reinforce body. We have another hologram. We do. So I can get this back. Because electric dynamics is kind of the answer to this fight. Like our only answer to this fight, because otherwise it'll just take forever. But with all 3 of them attacking, yeah, they would have punched through if I hadn't done that. Capacitor. None of this really does enough. Like probably 2 of them are attacking now. They attack quite often. Can we do enough damage to kill one of them? No. I could try to dig even deeper, but there is a turbo, right? And there is a seek. Yeah, why not? Yeah, we're just not drawing quite what we need to draw here. This is gonna be something like static discharge, so these frosts are in the front, so when they hit us we get to have some free block. We only have 1 stack of static. So doing this will actually cost us a little bit of block. I think we need to get going though, because it's not doing all the powers is... Yeah, oh yeah, we have a buffer, so... Well, that did remove all of it. Yeah... Where is that hologram? I want to find that. guess turbo into reinforced body just... These can hit quite hard, right? They have a double attack that does like, yeah, something like 20 damage-ish. We went down from 60 block to 8. They were hitting us for like 50 damage. Okay, finally I get the hologram. So yeah, we want that electrodynamics. Like, you know. There you go. Killed them. It's pretty scary right there. Okay, we have a Tempest, which... I mean... who's the boss? It's Time Boy. So... can Tempest help? It can help against the bird boss quite well. The problem is getting it in the hand, right? Like saving it and using it on the right turn is quite difficult. I don't think this is a deck for Tempest. A charge battery. Not really, either. I want more draw and just to remove things. Just make it more consistent, really. Rather than add more stuff. That makes it less consistent. So none of those are amazing. Okay, this is a scary fight, right? Turn 2 especially. Looking at this, I guess I want to use the Distilled Chaos on turn 2. I can Storm here. No, we can Cold Snap and Core Surge, which will do something to 1 HP. I guess so we'll do this, so it's at 6. So I'll die to a strike, right? 14 block, I believe they're doing 18. So this is okay. For 12 block. Oh, they're doing more actually. They do 13 each, so they're doing 26. Wow, okay. Okay, so now they're doing about, you know, like, absolutely massive amount of damage. Okay, so we'll start with a cool-headed. We have a biased cognition, so I'll definitely use that. Okay, that's one of them down. I want to use Distilled Chaos. Yes. Okay, buffer. I can put Aggregate in my hand to gain a lot of energy. And now the question is, do we melt her? I think I'll definitely do this because it gives more block per energy than Reinforced Body by itself. Defend is never going to get played. So here they're hitting us for 25, 26, 51. And I believe he hits you for 34. So that's like... it's a lot of damage. Right? Oh, this is why. It's a super elite, right? They have extra strength. So he's actually going to attack for... I believe it's 17 by 2. So it's like 42. So I was like, they do 9 damage, right? But they have strength. I didn't look at this. This is like the super elite buff. So this is 29 and 18. So it's a bit less, right? It's 47 and this is 41. So it's 88 damage. I don't know the attack order. I think he's lost. I think it's this one first, which, you know, and then this one and then this one. So our breakpoints are 25... 34 and then 43. So ideally we hit 43 block, which means getting another 20. So we can do a melter. Which if I do a melter on this dagger, probably this dagger, it'll very likely get hit by one of these orbs and then get as much block as possible. And then just hope, basically. We got him. We got him. So now, yeah, that... yeah, and then we... okay, so we still have one buffer, which is very nice. So he can attack again. Yeah, this enemy is quite the thing. But we have electrodynamics here, so I can just... use it and kill that dagger. And then do that, so he won't... Actually, he did one big hit instead of the small hits, but the big hit is less because of the fact that the strength affects the other thing twice. Okay. I think we've got this. Oh, he's summoned. So he's going to summon again now, I believe. Guaranteed. I mean, I could just grab aggregate anyway. That doesn't really work. And I could grab a cold snap, right? Get some frost going. Alright, this will be enough to kill the daggers anyway. And then this will be enough block with the buffer. No matter like which type of thing he does. If he hits us now, then he'll die next to me. He did attack again, which is fine because the lightning will now kill. Okay. Runic Dome is okay, there's an echo form. I mean, sure. That'll be very strong. I still have to get a red key. Which I like to get that red key in the penultimate fire, which could be this one. Also go here to do 2 fires. One more elite though. You have 350 monies. It could be nice to get a shot before the gauntlet, especially if there's question marks in front of it, which could be indeed the Mind Bloom event, which could give you 999 money. You would still have a normality in the deck. Does this deck play a lot of cards? Not actually, not all that many, right? It plays some very strong cards, but not that many cards. So a single normality in the deck would be okay. It'll get removed after the first 2 bosses are, and then it will go away. And you have 999 money to play with, which can, you know, lead to another 3 to 5 relics. Or so. 3 to 5, you know, good relics. There's quite a decent chance of it as a common event. There's also Madness, which would be bad. There is... I mean, there's some other outcomes from Mind Bloom, which would be good. There's also just a couple elites, but, you know, they could be Giant Head, which would be a problem for us. Strangely enough, Giant Head is always a problem for Defect. Yeah, we'll go right. We get to fight Jawworms. This might just kill us, to be honest. That's the only thing we can really do is block and hope. That wasn't a good hand to get. Okay, Bellow. Hit, and 27. Okay, get the buffer. There were 2 hits, so it's probably another 2 hits. Bias Cog, does he hit for 18 already? His base attack is 7, right? So this would be 17 if it's hit and armor. But can he do that twice? If it's 3 attacks, can we live 1 from him? The most he can do is 17. So yeah, we can. Can we block the front one though? He could do 22. Which would mean having to spend all our thing and not being able to do Bias Cog. Which would be bad because we really want to kill these eventually. I guess we hope he does the 17 and use this. Or do we use this and just accept the fact that if they all attack, then, you know, we'll get hit. We'll have to heal here. And then we'll do a lot of damage back. I don't know. I don't think so. Because the electrodynamics will just kill him, right? Yeah, this was correct because we saved a buffer. We got our 18. We got our electrodynamics, so that's nice. I want to try and spread the damage a bit here. Because that will, yeah, that will kill it anyway. This is 21, so that'll kill the other ones. Okay. These fights are scary, right? Like, you might be thinking like, oh, he's killing them easily, but like the amount of damage these fights can do can very quickly just instantly kill us out of the blue. So, yeah, this is a... Okay, another Frost Orb. Just thinking of getting more draws, good. As well as a Leap. Plus, right? So this is an okay amount of block for the amount it costs. But I think it's draw. I think it's draw. Okay, I want to take the recall. So we get opportunities to upgrade things. Another regular chest. I mean, if we're going to do the event, it's going to mean... Yeah, probably not. This one is also like... It's a conundrum, right? Do I want to lose 14 max HP? It's going to put me at 64? But heal me for like 30? I still have this rest available to me. I don't think we need to do this. It's a nice part about, you know, taking the key early, right? We don't have to take that. There's a shop. I could just take this happy flower. Right? Some extra energy is never bad. I have a lot of draw. Well, I have 6 energy some of the time. Other options are Akabeka, which won't really do much for us, and Toolbox. Which could be, you know, something like... what's the card? There's a rare card that upgrades all your cards. It could be good to get, but other than that, you know, there's not much it can hit. It could add a bunch of random 0 costs to your deck, which doesn't really help you. It could generate more colorless cards, which is, you know, another like random thing. You could, I suppose, you could get like a mind attack thing, which is like 30 damage, which is okay. But I mean, all the enemies we're fighting will have like hundreds of health at this point. So no, again, I think it's Happy Flower. Are some of these potions good? I guess this is a fine combination, and we get in a situation where all our capacitors happen to be on the bottom or unplayable. But we can still use this. Focus is nice too. Happy with my potions. I could take another capacitor, but again, like, do we need a third? We have a Echo Form at this point, which will likely be able to Echo Form one of these. So no, I think we're fine. We're Gucci. We're gonna go for it's another. This tiny chest has not been a good purchase. Yeah, we just didn't get the event we wanted. We just got a bunch of chests. I could take this curse. Wait, oh, I just removed the card. The card removal is going to cost 125, so we can't afford to. That's annoying. Yeah, and there's the orange pellets. Oh man. Yeah, not buying the Happy Flower would have been better, because we got a better relic on offer here, but yeah. Well, you know, can't win them all. Anything I'd want here then? I guess I'll wait until the final shop. We'll be able to get to buy a potion there. And then we'll be able to use these potions for, you know, probably the bird. Right? Like, probably like try to do this guy without potions, and then if we roll the bird, we'll be able to use both potions against him. Which, you know, the bird's always a problem for the defect. The maw. I believe it never attacks on turn 1. It'll like roar or something weird. Yeah. So here it can do, I believe, like 30. Well, we got a buffer, so, you know, who cares? Or it could do like a multi-attack, which doesn't do a lot of damage, I believe. Or it could do like 5. It did the 30. It did the big hit. Okay. So now we can like... Do I want to hologram something? I guess hologram into turbo and reinforced body. I mean, just to be certain, I can't remember the exact things the mod does, but yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot. It doesn't even have strength yet. It'll gain strength at some point. Grab an Echo Form, which allows to Echo Form, I believe Electrodynamics here. And I guess we'll grab like a Defend out of the deck just to get rid of it. Echo Form. I could hologram the Turbo again. And I'm not really concerned about the voids I'm putting in my deck because he won't live long enough to have to worry about it. I don't think I'll cool-head it here. Will I? I think it's fine. Oh, we drew the wrong card, but that's fine. There's still more powers to get. Right, like this one. It'll still give us 2 orbs as well as a bunch of stuff. Core Surge will prevent it for 1 turn the decay. Guess I'll pop that as well. Should be able to kill this thing in time. Ooh, we took away one of our final like defense. I could draw 2 things here. This is another like 30-ish damage every turn. The risk is drawing a bunch of voids, right? Okay, that's okay. Ooh, so now he's going to hit for quite a lot if he gets this multi-attack, because it's, like, I believe, like 3 hits. So this could be, or 5 hits even? I think it, like, increases in size as well, so he could be hitting us for, I think it's, like, 60 or 70 damage or something like that. We'll just draw a bunch of cards. And then gain a lot of energy, draw more cards. Get a dual cost for 20... Hologram, get another dual cost for 20, that should kill. Okay. Block Potion? I don't think so. A Steam Barrier Plus. I think that is fine. And Rest, I think. Yeah, because these bosses are not to be trifled with. Okay, Time Lord. Time Lord is very random. He usually does something like, I think, like 9x3. And the other option he can do is buff himself and give you a bunch of disadvantages while he does his thing. We drew our Bias Cog, but we did not draw our Core Surge yet. I want to try to wait for Core Surge before I cast this. This fight will take quite long. Although we did just rush the Maw, right, which has 300 health as well. But this guy will heal himself as well. And he'll like cut your turn short. And he'll do some nasty shenanigans. Right, I definitely want a boot sequence because he could just be hitting us for a bunch of damage immediately. Do you want to play this Zap? Not really. Right, it's not important. You want to try to minimize the amount of cards you play because with every tick of the clock, you'll gain more strength. He's hitting us for 8x3. Okay. We don't really have a source of focus, but we do have 3 holograms. So we want to just find hologram and probably Echo Form ideally. Right, if we can Echo Form the Bias Cog, we'll be in a very good shape. There's 1 hologram, which is not really what I'm looking for. Capacitor and Reinforced Body will do the trick to stop his multi-attack. So again, I don't know what he's doing, right? He's doing his multi-attack again. So now we know that he's not doing his multi-attack, because he can't do it more than twice, I believe. So we know he's either doing a big hit, or he's doing, you know, the power-up. So what we want to do is probably buffer and Echo Form with this Seek, right? Because Echo Form is like the thing we want to get up, so we can do ridiculous things against him. And buffer is the thing that will stop his big attack, which is the only dangerous thing he could be doing. So we'll trigger the Dark Orb, I suppose, right? He's at 9, so we could also consider triggering the clock. Are we going to be playing more than 3 cards next turn? We're very likely to draw a reinforced body there, but I don't want to play the capacitor twice, probably. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, so he's not doing anything. So now he's can do either his multi-attack or his scary hit. Well, we've got something really nice, which is double reinforced body, which will deal with everything he can do. The question is, do we need to do that, or do we have enough with a single reinforced body? I think a single one is actually okay here. And we can get double Core Surge instead, which will allow us to get hologram into bias cog if we want to. Do we need to do that? No, right? Because we'll never be able to double up the bias cog unless we want to cycle the deck and look for it, which is not recommended. So we don't need to do this twice. We can do it once, but I can't do reinforced body twice because it take all our energy and we don't have a way to get to 1 energy for aggregate. So aggregate twice, question mark? Should give us a bunch of energy. And then Core Surge for the blah thing. And then this to get us to 42. He will be doing 30, but we're vulnerable, so it'll be 45. So this will stop it. I don't know how big his big hit is. I can't remember. I believe it's 30 by base, so it will be 30 to 48, which would not be enough. So this does, I believe, matter. Yeah, it's the 45. Okay. So he's done 3 of those and 1 of the other one. I believe he can be doing basically anything at this turn. Right? Like, his AI is pretty complicated, but he's pretty random, all things considered. He could get 2 static discharges. Plus. We want to look for this as well. Right, that'll make our orbs actually do some significant damage. I could play the 3 more things and take the clock again. I suppose we should. Steam barrier. And I guess it could be another static discharge. Right, just like once we get hit by him, once he hits through our things, he's going to, be in quite a bit of pain. Right now, though, we can just do 2 reinforced bodies, and that'll stop whatever he's doing this turn. Like, he's not going to deal 90 damage. Well, that's fine. Kidding, right? It's going to deal like 12 by 3. So, yeah, it's... Okay, so double cool-headed. There's the void and the slime. Let's get the slime out of here. I don't want to see that. It's icky. We're now generating quite a bit of block. He's doing 12 by 3 if he does this attack, so we want to get to 36 ideally. 14, 28. Or can we get to 35, which would be even better? Right, because it would mean... no, really, it would just consume the buffer for 1 damage. That would be really bad, actually. So this will be 40. I don't want to play that, actually. I prefer being at 8 over being at 9. I think we can trigger, basically, the thing guaranteed. So yeah, he's completely blocked. So now we can go Capacitor twice. Which will give us quite a few orb slots to play with. And then I guess the Reinforced Body. And again, we're generating quite a lot of block, so he's not going to punch through that, no. But now he's pretty scary, right? Because he's going to... Do we have anything? We could draw something good here. Right, like a Reinforced Body. Do we want to keep removing these slimes? Do we have enough block here? 42. I think we can afford to play an Electrodynamics here. I do want to be killing him at a reasonable pace because he is gaining strength, right? So, okay, now he's going to, I believe, heal himself. I could try to go through and, you know, try to make him either go for, you know, all the way down to 0, or I could try to clock him again. But I'll just give him a bunch more strength, so we're good to just chill here, basically. And yeah, he's gonna tell me how foolish I am, and then, you know, we're in phase 2 now. So we can dig for some cards. Turbo and reinforced body. That seems like a good combination here. Right, this boss is, you know, pretty scary. Can gain 8 energy and clock. We're just taking it slow. Okay, so he's, yeah, you just don't know what he's doing, right? That's the problem here. We just don't know. So we'll just gain 60 block and pass the turn, I guess, and deal a bit of damage to him. We'll get him eventually, right? Yeah. Sounds like another, you know, another good turn. Just keep doing the double thing. But of course, you know, eventually we're going to draw badly, so... Okay, so he's attacking now. He's doing 16 by... He's doing 48. Right, we got 35 block by base, which is nice. We're not quite got enough to keep up with him, though. And we don't have any more focus in the deck. We only have the 1 bias cog. So this will do enough, right? 6 by 7 is 42, 52. Yeah, it'll do enough. I'll get rid of the slime. We don't want slime. We're going to have to trigger him again probably next turn, so let's just pop a cold snap to get to 8. Which is a good number to be at, right? Well, with most of our turns being like 2 or 4 spells. Being at 8, good way to clock. It's like double zap. Like a cool-headed, and then I can clock him with another cool-headed. 4, 5, 6, 7 by 7, 49, 59. It's going to be an 18 by 3, which is enough. At this point, like the triple attack is the scary attack, right? The big attack is no longer the one. Okay, he's buffing. It's a bit scary. We can do 50 block. 49, which is 99. It should be enough. Right, he's going to be hitting for about 80. Do I want to get rid of the slime and add a void instead? Not really. It's kind of like an even trade, and I'm just buffing him by the time. He did do the big attack for about 70, so, you know. What about here? Oh, we don't... He's also removing cards from our hand, which can be pretty scary. 49... This will... 40... plus 5 times 7, which should be enough. 75. We're getting to the end, right? We're slowly getting there. Yeah, we're not vulnerable this turn, so this is fine. Don't have to play too many cards. Okay, cool-headed. Double cool-headed. That's fine. And zap. 52. Reinforced body will get us there, but it will put us at an uncomfortable number. I still have a buffer to use. I think we'll use it to stay at 8. End up, you know, in a better position. Yeah, this will knock off the buffer, unfortunately. Can we kill this turn? We're getting close, right? 24. And 14 is... what? 24, 14, 38... Yeah, we're there. Right, 24, 30... am I one off? I'm one off, aren't I? Okay, we're not there then. I don't want to play this because we'd be 11. That would be really bad. So let's just do that. And draw a Melter. That's fine too. He's gonna clock himself, basically. We still had 60 block, so, you know, we're probably fine that turn. We might have taken a bit of damage unnecessary. Okay, so it's not the bird, which is very nice. We can keep our potions and maybe, you know, buy a card remove, which we'll be able to exactly afford. A card remove like Zap, probably. I'm not too worried about this boss fight. They're going to be hitting for quite a bit. They're going to be hitting every turn. So we do have to get our things up quickly, but we can play powers, you know, like it's nobody's business, really, if you want to. So I can do something like a hologram, and then hologram, the hologram, and then hologram. Right, and then, yeah, we're going to be taking 1 damage. Oh, there's actually 24 on turn 1. Hey, we get our wombo combo. We don't get any block. That's a bit scary. So we're probably wanting to go Donu first. Most of the time is Donu first. I would like to grab ourselves some block if I could help it. That's not just, you know, holograms. I guess we could do this. Don't really want to play the other one. I guess we could remove a Dazed. These potions don't really help us block this turn, so I'm just keeping them. We know what they're doing, right? This guy is now hitting for 30 again. I do want to seek. Okay, so Steam Barrier will be 24. The Defend will put us at 29, which is like perfect. Echo Form, and what's the other one we're gonna want to grab? I guess it could be. I mean, we'll play Echo Form, Capacitor, and I guess it's the other Steam Barrier, which will prevent us from taking damage. But taking 1 damage might actually be good. What's our difference in HP? It's 65. So if we take 1 more damage, we'll go up to 66. Which will that increase our healing by 1? I believe it rounds up, so it doesn't. Like you heal for, I believe it's 3/4 of your missing HP. So that could be, you know, a thing. But taking the 1 damage would mean an extra orb. I don't really need to, I think. But grabbing the Steam Barrier will mean, you know, 1 block card less. I could also just grab the buffer and use it, but that seems a bit wasteful. I'll just grab a card I don't really want to play out of the deck. So we'll just grab Zap, right? That's also possible to do with Seek. Just grab the thing you actually don't want to play. Just play other stuff, right? And just do something like this. Take 1 damage, but, you know, end up in a situation where all the cards in the deck are good and you have an Echo Form active, which now means, you know, now they're hitting for 36, but we've got enough block just with a regular reinforced body, so I could do something like, you know, double turbo or double sweeping beam or something like that, right? Or double melter even, just do it like this, right? Sweeping beam into turbo into this 35, which would mean taking another 1 damage, which is actually perfect. Which will very likely just kill them, right? From just the, the static discharges, which is very nice. So here we can just, I guess we can do this now. Which one is actually attacking? You're attacking. So you're not attacking this turn then. I mean, we've got 4 buffers, so he can't, like, we can't even lose. We can just press end turn here and there you go, right? This boss fight is a lot easier to do with Runic Dome than the Time Eater, because their pattern is fixed. You know what they're doing. So that's very nice that we didn't get the bird. The bird is a lot scarier, right? Because the bird has a thing where he attacks 4 times, and you don't know if it's turn 2 or turn 3, I believe. If I got that correct. Okay, so we deal like a bit of damage, not too much, right? The score is not great, but that's not the point. The point is to get, you know, to beat this thing. Okay, so we get to choose between rest or upgrade, like a capacitor or something. I think that our scary part in the fight is the early part, so we want to rest If this deck gets going and it gets, you know, a couple capacitors up, it'll probably do enough. And we also have the Potion of Capacity to help us. Okay, so do we have any like ridiculously strong card or thing that we can get here? Another hologram? Probably not. Another focus potion again. I'd like to keep the both of them. I could get good instincts, but I could get another cool-headed. Or I could remove like a zap or a defend or a dual cast or something. I think I'll remove zap. Because that'll do the least, right? We're mostly scared of not having enough block, and zap is just a dead draw. So I'll just remove that. Let's go. So here, the scary part is turn 2. Right? They'll remove focus. This thing hits for 40. This thing hits for 20. Right now they're attacking us, I believe, for like another 20. But turn 2 they'll hit us for 60 and we only get 3 cards. Which that could be scary, even with our full HP. So how are we going to deal with that? Well, right now we don't have any options whatsoever, right? We can storm, I believe. We can cold snap a thing. I could use my potions here. But, you know, the heart is still a thing we have to fight. Right now the potions would be like just 4 block. Or 2 block, which is like, you know. Yeah, they're all the... Okay, we got Seek. Okay, so we're okay. This is fine, right? I could Seek for something. We have an aggregate as well. Right, just to give us 10. So I could seek out a reinforced body and gain 90 block, which is more than we need actually, right? They're hitting us for 40 and 20 or something like that. I think they're hitting us for like 60 damage-ish. Or even this thing might even just be defending, right? Like gain itself 99 block. Well, I think that's turn 4 actually. Where it doesn't do anything, this shield. So we could grab an Echo Form as well as a reinforced body. That will work. Right, get the double casts up, which... yeah. I could grab Electrodynamics instead, though, as well. I don't think we'll do enough damage if we just grab... we have to grab Reinforced Body is the thing, right? They're hitting us quite hard. So we have only one other power. That could be Buffer for the next turn, where the shield's hitting us for like 60. It could also just be Echo Form, which, you know, we do have to get damage going at some point. I think it's Echo Form and Reinforced Body. This is another one of those like really hard turns where you just don't quite know what you want to do. 66 block. Sure. Yeah, he's defending them twice. So now this thing is attacking for a lot. I could try to flip my character to take less damage from him, or I could try to hard block. I have a hologram, so I can just fetch this thing again. And since we've got 6 here, that'll do enough. Right, just fetch you, play our aggregate again and gain 8, and this will be 8 by 9, which is more than enough, right? We need 60, plus I believe this thing is also hitting for like 20 again-ish. So it's like 80 damage. This is 72 plus 28 is like more than 100, 101. So we can spare a couple energy actually. So I could play something like a capacitor, maybe even an electrodynamics because it'll get popped for another 4 block. And then we'll just, you know, spend the rest on block and end up at about 80 block. Yeah, see the 20. Yeah, it's only 12 actually. So here we get to do a double buffer. I mean, that's... We're really looking for, you know, the bias cognition at this point, but we're not finding it yet. The 5 will stop the burns from taking away our buffers, and buffers should take care of this turn. Oh, actually, they're not doing anything. Oh, that makes our job easier. So I could go... Yeah, this seems like the choice to double up. Because now we're dealing a ridiculous amount of damage. And then... I guess it's a cool-headed. for 11 block, as well as a bunch of damage. Another cool-headed for another 11 block per thing. I could want to hologram something. Do we have our turbo yet? We don't, which is a bit sad, right? Turbo would be great here, but I just don't have the access to it. I could core surge. Wait. I believe this thing is attacking now, right? Now we got the burns last turn, but he didn't attack. I think the Spire is the thing that's doing the damage this turn. I could be mistaken. In any case, I'd want to probably reinforce body. It's getting a little bit tricky. I could capacitor as well, but I don't have energy, which is the problem. I could also cool-headed. We have a 1 in 3 chance of getting turbo and a 1 in 3 chance of getting a steam barrier, which both of those would help quite a bit. We could draw 2. So we have like 4 1 in 3 chances of getting a good card. So we could do 14 block or a half chance at like more. Probably more, like 11 or like much more. I think we're okay already with the 4 buffers. So we could try the high roll for thing and just try to shuffle through our deck a bit. Like grab the cool headed, do more damage, you know, hit the turbo. You know, there we go. And then I get to do more stuff, like I play the capacitor and then play one of these. We'll get 50 block anyway. Yeah, and they were both attacking, so we didn't really have a choice too much. I guess here it's just this, just to do as much damage as possible. 1, 2, 3, 40. It's not quite enough to kill the Spire. But I could steam barrier twice, and that should stop what he's doing. I don't think he can punch through because he just did his quadruple attack, and we get a reinforced body, so get to stop all the burn damage, and we get to move on to the heart, taking only 9 damage. We get gold-plated cables, which I appreciate. And then we get to go ahead and pick up either machine learning, which again would be like more powers and things that will help us deal with the fact that the heart fills our deck with a bit of garbage. 5 cards, not too much, but still an additional card. But it isn't upgraded, so it might just be on the bottom of the deck and not really be impactful. I think our biggest problem is the early turns. Like once we get the Echo Form going, and the reinforced bodies will just block for enough to deal with the heart. I'll pick up a stack. Stack's very good at this point with 34 cards in the deck. Okay, it's heart time, so drink every potion. No reason not to. We got a very good draw here. This is, you know, almost perfect. I get to play Echo Form turn 1. Even get to play Aggregate if I want to turn 1. I get to go Storm and Cool-Headed. And then I guess Defender into Melter to do some damage. Pass the turn. So he's going to give us 3 debuffs, and he's going to hit us for, I believe it's 67. Or he might hit us for something else. He might hit us for, I believe it is 15 by 3. So this is like a 50-50 of working. Which that's the problem with the Runic Dome. It might work or it might not. If it doesn't, then, you know, this might have been the better choice. I mean, this is always going to be an okay choice. The Defend is going to give us just 2 block, right? So playing the buffer also will take away some of it. I could also just Bias Cog immediately, which would put us on a clock of about 5 turns in order to kill this thing. Not ideal. We could grab it back, but if we do, then we can only play it once. Right? I would really like to get Core Surge first. we also have a Seek, which will be able to Seek the Core Surge. Then we'll be able to grab this back next turn. I guess it's play the stack twice, actually. So that we get to use 2 stacks of buffer. I mean, no matter what I get to, but I don't get to... I guess it doesn't matter even. Right? Because... like, this will trigger itself. Okay. I mean, we have the Echo form, right? So... I guess we have the Storm, so this will be one more Lightning Orb, I suppose. Right? It'll just become 2 buffers because of, you know, not having... like, if we had it with Captain's Wheel, we would be able to get 4, but the Heart's ability will stop it at 2. We'll play you, and then play you, and then play you as well. And then just hope he does the big hit. If he does the small hit, he'll take a lot of damage. It's a small hit, so he's going to be taking quite a bit of damage. But can we survive here, right? Like, we need to get enough block, which I'm not seeing. Right, we have a stack, which I could grab with Hologram. But I don't have any card that I can duplicate for a lot of block. I can get a couple Frost Orbs, which will do 4 each. So this is 8 block. So this is actually a net positive, right? He's hitting us for 4. We play this, so it's fine. We get all the holograms in the world. This is not nice. What do we do? I guess we grab Stack, and we grab Cool-Headed, and we grab Aggregate. Aggregate to gain enough energy to be able to keep playing cards. Stack to gain as much block as possible, and the other Cool-Headed to draw cards. Because this ain't it. Right, we have to fish. So we don't quite have enough block yet. That's 7 energy. That'll be enough energy to play whatever we draw. I want to draw cards. Let's see what we get first. Okay, there's the Seek. Okay, we can keep going. We can keep going. I want to play the Turbo to gain more energy. I want to grab probably Reinforced Body and Core Surge. Right, 7 by... yeah, that'll be enough block, definitely by itself. Can I get away with a smaller Reinforced Body? Yes, I think. Should leave the big ones for his later attacks, which will do more. Okay. We'll play this to be able to get our bias cog up. I mean, I could fish for it too. I should actually, because it'll gain us a bunch of block. With the final hologram. So get this. Grab it. Get 9 by 3, 27, 30 block plus another 25. 55 block. Blocking most of his damage. Do I want to do a static discharge as well? We'll take some more damage if I do that. Right, 5 more, but I'll be able to channel lightning every turn when he does his big attack, which will just kill him very quickly. And then we'll do this. And, oh yeah, we also get, you know, the gold-plated cables, actually. And we get, you know, more of this, I guess. So he's not doing anything now. So I could do a capacitor here. Take a bit of damage in order to get 4 orb slots. I think it's... is that necessary? I don't think that's necessary, per se, but... doing Steam Barrier twice will also degrade it. This takes 4 damage. I think that's fine. And then, I mean, I guess we pop this. He's not attacking this turn, so... he's buffing himself, but leave with an artifact and some strength, yeah. What could he be doing now? He could be doing, I believe it's 4 by... so 60 damage, or what's the other one? Like 40 something. What's the base damage of that? I believe it's, if it's 67, it's 45 by base, so it's 47. Right, so 47 or 60. So, I mean, 2 of these is definitely going to be enough. Do I want to get the cold snaps up, though, first? If I do that, I only get 4 by 9, but I do get double cold snap, which would mean like 18 block from this every turn. Right, and we're going to have to survive for like a couple more turns, and we won't get a reinforced body next turn. Like, it's just not there. So I think it's cold snap to be able to survive next turn. And then the reinforced body. Right, which this will be enough block to stop both of his possible attacks. It can be a little bit... yeah, one hit got through. Which is fine. Okay, so he's going to do his big attack now. Which one do I want? This is 9 block a pop. This is 6, so it's this one. And it'll draw like a lot of cards. Which might mean, you know, drawing the right cards. And now it's the steam barrier, of course, to stop him from... electrodynamics to make sure that I have a frost in front. And then cool-headed. So I think the most block we can get. No, it doesn't. It still puts a lightning in front. I mean, it does consume the frost, I suppose. We get to finally get rid of the void. We have 65, which should be able to, yeah, just about handle it. Okay, so he's going to buff himself again now. So we have another turn of respite, basically. So we want to try to do some damage. Will we get Steam Barrier back again? We have a hologram, but probably we'll search for something else so we can play it. Just so, you know, we can just keep... I guess I could have played Defend as well. Maybe that would have been better. I don't think it'll matter. I think we've got this at this point. Like, this is the final turn where we want to try to kill it. 15 block from stack. You know, I suppose I could do another reinforced body here. Can we kill, though? That's the question, right? Got 40. Got another capacitor in the deck. Right, which will... This will be like 8 by 7, right? Like 50-ish block, and then we have another bunch here as well. But he's got more strength, so he'll be hitting for 90 damage if it's, you know, the big attack. So we gotta get to 90 block at minimum. So it's 36, 41, and 41 and 8 by 7, 56, 90 something. Yeah, okay, we're there. So I can go and look for a capacitor, I suppose. And I guess also like one of these steam barriers, I suppose, right? She'll help. Guess this is the most block. This 44 by 9 is what, 36, 54. Over 100 block already, so this is fine too, and then that. Yeah, we end up with like taking 2 damage if there's a 90, which is not. We get the 90 now, which is not a problem. If we can block it. Well, almost block it, but that's okay too. And actually no, because we have Frost Orb still, so it's fine. That's gonna hit us for 90. We have 120 block. And now we pass the turn and win. There we go. Victory against the Heart on Ascension 20 in 1 hour and 46 minutes. I mean, once we got the Runic Dome, we had to slow down, right? That's a thing. gotta think about what the enemies are doing. That's GG, yeah. I'll be doing one more run, I think. Try to do the Watcher next. Watcher's a fun character as well. That's another character I'll also probably not be, trying to play quickly or anything, because Watcher's also one of those brain-bending moments. Okay, so with the Watcher you tend to want to do boss rank swapping. The Miracle at the start is okay, but boss ranks are definitely good with the Watcher. I'm still going to look at the options though. Do 50 gold. Pretty dangerous with that elite over there. Right? Elite, fight. There is a shop to use that, but no. Are we forced into an elite? Almost. Well, the Watcher's pretty good at handling her elites, right? So this path over here could be a thing we do. But we can also go right if we get a not such a good relic. What's the high roll? I'm yes, like Pandora's box, for example, right? We got Sacred Bark. Well, that's interesting, right? Sacred Bark is not the best, but certainly not the worst. Double potion effects. So can we go left? Can we avoid the super elite if we go left? No. So going left is a commitment. But this is Watcher, right? Watcher is really good at elites. Calculator simulator. Yeah, basically. Watcher is like kind of like we have to think, right? Do we want to eruption right now already, or do we want to wait, right? If we eruption right now, it's 9, 12, 21 with 34 remaining. We only got 24 in the deck, so no, we don't have to do that. We can do Vigilance here to gain energy next time, and we just wait and hope to draw into Eruption at some point, which we don't, of course. Do we have... How much do we need in the deck? 9 and 12, 21. So we need to knock him down to 21. 18 damage, we'll put him at... It will get him there, but we'll have to take 11. What if we don't take 11? Then we could Eruption and Vigilance next turn. And that would... He'll do 16 next turn, so that'll be less damage taken, I believe. Then we'll kill him the turn afterwards, after that. Yeah. Right. I mean, we have to do this here. And probably this as well to be fairly certain that we'll kill him. We'll take the 8. Right, so we ended up taking 9 instead of 11 there. Yeah, see, we drew badly, so that was kind of necessary to do. Okay. Empty Body. Let's just block. Cut Through Fate is a draw thing. We didn't get energy from the boss wreck, so probably not. Bowling Bash is neat. It'll work against the sentries very well. And against these guys, too. Can we kill with this? So what's the thing with the Watcher, right? Do we have lethal? Like, quite often you do surprisingly have lethal. You just miss it if you don't. I guess, whatever, would another attack. So, another choice. Flurry of Blows, which is interesting. It'll come back to the hand a lot. Halt, which is a very strong block card, and Consecrate, which is another area of effect attack. We already have one. I think I can handle adding a Consecrate, though. It upgrades to 8. It's only 5 by base, though. That's 0 cost, so, go ahead and grab a Consecrate. It'd be interesting probably getting one more attack, but we got a third fight here. So our next fight will be a hard pull fight if we go for one more. There's a Consecrate. It's already, pulling its weight, which is very nice. Allowing us to kill the small slime so it doesn't uses quite annoying ability to weaken us. I think we'll just violently attack. And then do that. Okay. Just lucky for an influence or windmill strike. None of these are great. Windmill strike will deal well with Lagavulin. It's okay against Gremlin Knob. We don't have anything with retain on it yet. This is not the best one though, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Okay, we got a face trade. Usually I like taking this. The good trades make up for the bad trades, and we don't really have a deck that relies on turn 1. It's another moth. This is perpetually the face I'm wearing. I'm perpetually sad. I don't think I've gotten anything else in the last 5 runs. I'll keep trying to trade my face away though. Eventually we'll get something else. This is not enough. So we'll just keep blocking him, I guess. Okay, there's the retain. I could hit him with this, but there's no real point yet. Okay, do we have enough? Actually, no, we don't. Well, it's too bad. We needed, like, you know, any of these, really. But we didn't get him. So he gets away. He gets to steal our money. But we do get some really good cards here. Like Water is quite strong with 5 block every turn. Battle Him allows you to take care of elites very well. And I mean, Talk to the Hand is, I mean, it's Talk to the Hand. It's insane for the late game. Saying that, I mean, like, all of these are very good. Talk to the Hand won't work against sentries because of their thing they have. But it will work against Log and it will work against Gremlin Knob. Battle Him will work against all of them, particularly sentries. We're already good at sentries though, so we don't really have to worry too much. Like Water's nice, but only if you can get it in the right order. It's better than Talk to the Hand in the case, but this one I think is a solid pick. We don't really have the things that go with it yet though, but we do get to set it up here, which is very nice. Ooh, we get to draw Eruption last, which might be a bit of a problem. So we do Eruption, I mean, this is very nice, right? You just get to gain 6 block, but the question is, like, if we Eruption here, it's going to be 9 and then 14. We get to have 5 energy with it, so 9 and 14 and 12. Which is not quite enough, so we'd be taking too much damage. So we strike and strike and let him hit us? Question mark. I have a speed potion to be able to deal with this. Okay, so what are we looking at now? We're looking at 9, 31, 41. One short. Let's go over this again because that's actually kind of important. 9, 22, 31, 41. Yeah, it is. It's one short. That's okay. We'll have to pop the potion then. All right, we have double effectiveness from potions, so we get the block for 30 with it. That's nice. 34 actually with the thing, so we get to block all of his damage, which is nice. But here, I guess that's okay. We're not vulnerable this turn actually, so we could use a block card. Do we have? We don't necessarily. It's a problem, but we don't necessarily get Eruption next turn. This will stay in the hand and keep slowly I guess this is the answer. Take 8. This fight has been proving a little tricky. Okay, so are we there yet? Are we there yet? No. Yeah, this is the problem. We didn't get eruption. We're in trouble. Are we dead yet here? I think we're dead. I don't think there's any way to stop him from hitting us for... Yeah, this is... Windmill Strike is not the best attack to get. We didn't get any potions. Well, we got 1 potion, which was very nice for 1 turn, but we got knobbed in the face. We got hit in the face very hard by a Gremlin Knob. A lot. I guess I'll try again, because that was a very quick end. Yeah, sometimes it just happens. And no matter which direction I went, I was going to face that Gremlin Knob, right? That's not how the game works. And I was going to face him early. I don't know if there was an answer there to that one. I mean, it might have included taking different cards, right? And playing things in a different order to manipulate the RNG, but playing just regularly, I think we're kind of, yeah. It was one of those... The Watcher wins fairly often, but that was just one of those runs where I just couldn't manage it. I guess it should have been maybe it should have been that power that's like was the power that it's like get a smite every turn. That would have dealt with the Gremlin Knob, right? Like not going talk to the hand, but I mean, right? Yeah, still talk to the hand, right? Okay, so let's see here. Can we get a free elite in some way? It's pretty likely, actually. On the right, where we have only 1 fight, we could even get 2, which would be ridiculous. Sure, let's try for that. Try for a free elite. So we get a wave of the hand, which would have been amazing last time. I think it's a Fear No Evil, though. To trade in a strike for that, sure. We get to lose some health for gold. This is somewhat unfortunate, actually. We get you know, this would have been so nice last time. We didn't just Nirvana, pressure points, and prostrate. So those are all interesting, right? Pressure points will help. Very good against Lagavulin. Sure. I'll grab one, right? You don't have to like stack the pressure points, right? You don't have to go like hard into it, but it can be very useful to do. What's our options here? I think picking up a bowling bash is okay here. I could just pick up a Sling of Courage and have 2 strength. We're going to be fighting some elites, so oh, wow, quite a few actually. Yeah, let's just pick up a Sling of Courage then. Just a strong option. Right, the Watcher benefits a lot from strength because I mean she's got this like double your damage thing going on. Oh, hey, look, it's a free elite. Darkstone P-Rapt, not that amazing. Got a Deus Ex Machina, which will add more miracles. The first rare is usually the thing you want to take if you go for any events, but the path I'm eyeing doesn't have any, so we don't need to do that. Is it good for us? I mean, we're going to fight either Sentries or Gremlin Knob, and neither of them really you want to play Deus Ex Machina. I think it's just Crush Joints for the vulnerable. Let's see here. I could upgrade something like Eruption. Or Pressure Points. Probably not the Pressure Points because we had a Lagavulin last thing. Crush Joints could be good to upgrade as well. This is just 3 damage. Let's do Eruption upgrade. So I have 2 potions, right? So I'm not too feared for my life. Also have another rest up there, potentially. Okay, we're back for round 2. So we've got a pretty good combination to start out with, right? We got that into you into... Guess I could even pop the miracle if I wanted to. I want to, because it'll work right now. Get a Fear No Evil, which will allow us to trigger Corruption, or what's it called, like Eruption next turn. He's at 30. If we draw like 2 strikes with it, he's dead. If we draw the pressure points at 16, then he's not dead. Crush Joints, if we defend first, we can Crush Joints Interruption, but the other order is better, so it doesn't work. 16 and 9. It's not quite enough. We need like 2 attacks, right? Is the thing. We've drawn only 5 cards. I can always try to use one of these potions, like the Power Potion, for example, could be good. I don't think I want to defend. Like in the case where we don't get what we need, we'll survive if if it's a 24. I can always Vigilance as well, so that's fine. Right, this'll hit for very hard. Now we do that, and he won't kill us at that point. I guess this is okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything. Gains as much strength as we lose. We hit him for another 10. Oh, that is interesting. Spirit Shield, which is decent, but I'm looking at Akabeko and Sling of Courage, and I'm looking at this Tantrum, and I'm like, yeah, we want that. We want that card. Okay, there's a Singing Bowl. This can be a bit scary, right? 15 health. I'll pop this potion here, see if we can do something here. The rush down, will that help? Not really. The study will help though. Against this fight quite a bit. Defend. Do I want to wait until we get Tantrum? I think I don't, because I can just kill one of them here, I think. Can I? If the enemy intends attack, enter Calm, right? So we can do 18, 9, and 8. So 35, not quite enough. I do want to enter Calm though, because being able to erupt next turn would mean probably killing one of them. Like, Tantrum is 30 damage, right? We might be just able to kill all of them next turn. Both sides. We have a lot of damage, right? This will also remove the thing so I can actually use the pressure points if I want to. The Calm will mean we have a lot of energy. So I can use this miracle if I want to. Just start hitting him. Don't have Bowling Bash this time. We are exactly 10, so we need to draw some sort of thing, but we do. 11 to go to Wrath. This is 30. Now that gets played for sure. We kill you. We're going to draw a strike next turn, so we'll hit you for 30. And then block for 8. Right. That should deal with that. And we can get you down just for free, but do we need to do that? I could just Tantrum and strike for 15 and 16. The Tantrum will go back in the deck. So it will be able to kill this thing next turn. Guaranteed. Well then, how am I going to block for 20, right? I think it doesn't matter what order I do this in. It'll be 30 damage. So I can just do that. And then end turn. And then we'll have a Tantrum and 4 insights, which... yeah, that'll just deal with things. Tantrum's a nice card, right? Okay, let's look first. We didn't get an attack. We did get another Spirit Shield, which I will grab. And then the Whetstone hits Tantrum, which is very nice. Then we have to do another fight. Okay, it's an easy one still, so we're good. Yeah. Can apply Mark. He'll lose HP. Then kill you, and then kill you. Okay, good. That fight kind of looked scary at the start, but it wasn't at the end. I got a Swivel and a Wave of the Hand. So, if you get Wave of the Hand with Spirit Shield, is that like 6 additional triggers? Is that just a ton of weak, or is it just once? I think it's just once, right? So we don't really have something for Wave of the Hand to be great. We just beat the sentries, so probably not Bowling Bash. So is it Swivel? We don't really have much to, benefit of Swivel, right? We could just do a 1 attack. With this card, you'd really want something like, there's a couple of like 2 cost and 3 cost attacks, right? I mean, the optimal thing would be Ragnarok or something like that, but we don't really have the things to benefit that from. Bowling Bash is still good against things like the birds, though, and the next act is the thing. I could use one. Or that, right? That's the other option, right? We don't need it. We have a Tantrum, right? We have damage. We're okay for damage for now. Although, this boss... right? This is good against elites, but it won't work against... Oh, I don't really know. I'll take the max HP. The extra, HP from the rest on top, kind of. Because we hit the breakpoint, right? We hit 70 exactly. When you hit an even number, all sorts of things start giving you more max HP. This is 52 damage. I think we'll go for that. So that seems fair and balanced. Yeah. We just kind of kill him in turn 2. Meat on the bone. That's good. I'm not really using these miracles all that much. This is a good potion against this boss. I'll take it. Oh, that's interesting. We can add a safety. I'll take that. Maybe it should have been Tranquility. Okay, what do we got here? We got offered, the elite killing kit, right? The preserved insect. Just, more things to kill elites with. So, if you want to, we could do that. We also get offered a Clockwork Souvenir for later. But neither of these are going to be good against this guy, the Hexaghost. So it won't really work. Weave won't work very well because we don't have any scry. I mean, there's a cut through fate to use with Weave. Don't really know if that's all that amazing. We get pressure points in the deck though, so I could just upgrade that and take a card remove or take, one of those relics. I'm interested in taking the preserved insect, to be honest. I just really lean in on killing elites, right? So we'll just be able to kill elites better than we'll kill regular enemies at this point. I think that's okay. I just do one thing really well. Could be a thing you do. And then we'll upgrade the pressure points because we'll have to rely on that to kill this boss. Right, because Eruption here would not be a wise idea. Because we have no other sources of calm other than Vigilance. So yeah, we'll just try to dig through the deck a bit. I can tantrum, but that would kill me, so no. I guess we would use a potion here. Deva form. Or like water. Probably like water. What am I going to do with like a gajillion energy? Not much. We don't have to draw to use it, so. Do we need liquid bronze? I don't know, right? Are you going to be good against birds and stuff? Probably. What about Book of Stabbing? I don't think this potion is super important. We'll use it just for the, you know, lots of damage against this boss. Which it's quite good at doing. We'll do that. Give you, I guess, a vulnerable. We take 2 damage here. Yes. Actually, no, we won't, because we have... I forgot. Immediately forgot we have like water, so we don't. I can block for 12, which is not necessary. I can just also block for 10. That's enough. With the like water. Now I remember. We get to do tantrum here. If I wanted to, which is like a lot of damage. But he'll hit us then. Let's start with this, right? That's gonna be done no matter what. If I tantrum into safety, yeah, we'll gain an extra 2 energy as well to do some strikes with. And we'll have to draw Fear No Evil or Vigilance next turn, which is fairly likely. Okay, we'll do that. Take 2 damage here. For the off chance that we don't draw our block cards. We do, but we don't need to use them yet. I mean, I will because... Right, now it hit us for 9 by 2, which is fine-ish. I have Fear No Evil, so we can actually tantrum if we want to. We can also crush joints as well. Can we afford to do those? We have 5 energy. 6 with a miracle, sure we can. Right, we get to go into like eruption and Fear No Evil. He's doing 18, we can block for 17. Put another safety back. Is that only 20? So we should be able to beat it before it does its big attack. Or not. But, you know, we'll be able to get enough block to, I believe, win here before he kills us because of our potion. So yeah, that potion turned out to be incredibly important, right? That was actually closer than you'd like. Okay, so here we get to pick Brilliance, which is, you know, pretty cool. But problematic in that, you know, getting Mantra going at this point is sort of like, we're sort of late. We didn't pick it early, right? Brilliance is something you kind of want early. It's a good card still, right, at 12 damage. So we just could pick it up, right? We just go into that direction. There's a Deva form again, right? Again, like you could just try to go into energy. And once you have it, you just have whatever you like. And Judgment, which will deal with a lot of the weaker enemies. I'm not sure Judgment is all that great for us, though. We have a Tantrum for the birds. There's not that many enemies that'll be judgmented very quickly. There's the slavers, I suppose, right? Which we can judgment. I think bosses are our biggest problem, though, so it's probably not judgment. And Brilliance is another way of dealing with bosses, right? It's just that we have so many things, different things our deck does then. Right? We have the tantrum damage, then we have the pressure points damage, and then we have this damage, which I guess this stacks with the tantrum, but not with the other thing. I think we could make an argument either way. I'll go with the Deva form this time. And yeah, we get offered a Black Star. I mean, if we're going to lean in on this, then I might as well, you know, like giving the enemy strength with this character, kind of not what you want. Okay, so let's look at the elites, right? Because that's what we're doing. How many can we do? Right, 3 is the most, but that is a bit much. 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 fights in a row, and an early super, and then more fights. Yeah, that's too much, I think. So this one then, 2 elites, a bunch of fires, decent balance, early shop. Don't have that much gold, but sure. Okay, there's the birds. Let's just go and fish for tantrum. They're not doing any shenanigans, right? They're not pulling strength ups or anything. Okay, so this is... Can we kill Leafton after we tantrum? These are 6 damage each, right? This one's 9. So no. You'll hit for 12 if we do that. But we'll have a Deceive Reality. We're fine. I want to knock this bird out of this guy, because he'll be attacking next turn if I don't. And this will deal with, you know, the problems. I'll start hitting you, because you're also gaining strength. And we get our tantrum back, we'll be able to just kill one of them, I suppose. Yeah, there we go, right? So, like... Get rid of you. Go calm. And then block for a little bit. Still take quite a bit of damage, actually. But now this should deal with every remaining thing. Right, pressure points is not a thing that you just build your deck around. It's something you can just do with... the Philostone. Yeah, the Philostone is always there, right? I got the special art for regret, which is that the birds with the Philostone in their claws, which is kind of what tends to happen, right? If you take Philostone, the birds are going to show up. So, Wall Up, Mental Fortress, or Fear No Evil. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 things that change stances already. So this is quite a bit of block. But Wall Up's a good card, right? Wall Up is a strong card for us. Especially with the Tantrum and the Eruption and all that going on. So both of those are worth considering. Question is, who is the boss? It is Hyper Beam Man. Yeah, I would consider Mental Fortress against the champ particularly. Because you like to, you know, go slow against him. It's a difficult choice here again. I think it is... I'm going to go with the Mental Fortress actually still. It's an upgraded, pre-upgrade. This is always annoying to deal with. This is quite painful. Can we afford losing 25 health? That's so much. We do have this. We have some good potions. I'll do it. The curse is also very bad. Because you can't remove a strike, right? And end up with a curse in your deck. Still have enough HP to survive this, right? And our Meat on the Bone will now trigger, which will heal it back a little bit. Trigger Calm, remove your thing. Also wait until we get Tantrum, which will deal, you know, quite a bit. I definitely want to do that, and that to start off with. I think we'll do that then. Just kind of... Okay, so this is not enough block at this point, which is a problem. We can go with this, but then take too much damage and die. Yeah. There's something to be said for just drawing here. I think I will. It's ethereal, I can't afford to play it. Just get the pressure points going, right? He's doing 21. Like for a second time? He's being a bit rude. Because he's doing the 12 again now. I can't really go for the... Shelled Parasite can be pretty nasty, as it turns out. I have to do that. Just... I could do this as well. That'll be too much of a waste for that potion. We can get more out of that. Okay, so we can deal with this. We can make it vulnerable for a turn. We just keep not drawing the things together we want to draw together, right? Which is kind of the main problem. Like, we'd be doing like 2 damage with this. Don't really see the point. Might as well just wait until we can actually get him. But we keep just having to just block. Okay, at this point we can actually do some stuff, right? Yeah, okay. We can actually go and deal some damage here. Like lethal damage. Good, okay. Well, there's a talk to the hand. We have a tantrum in the deck. I think that should suffice to be able to pick that. Okay. So we got a fasting, which is very good, right? We have a Deva form, which fasting will work with that. Gain us dexterity, gain us strength, which are both things we'd want to be able to play Tantrum more often. And then the question is, you know, can we get the Deva form off, and then we can fasting and Tantrum and do things for the boss, of course. You would not be able to do a card removal, but I think I'd prefer getting something like a weak potion here. Just to be able to deal with some of the enemies that, you know, this thing could be something pretty scary. Yeah, like another Shelled Parasite, for example, would be like one of those things where I'm like, yeah, you go get weakened for a bit, right? And probably this as well. But we could hit... That's the thing. We could hit Eruption. Which would not be ideal, right? I could also just do Talk to the Hand in the Tantrum. Which would give us like 8 block. Not enough block. I could kill you with Tantrum and then just die. Maybe not. Yeah, we'll have to kill this thing though, that's the thing. So... use you. And then... I guess do that to start off with. So we can get him down, so he'll die next turn. This is scary, right? Like, Shelled Parasites are... they're not nice. Okay, so... we have our Vigilance, so we could use this. Let's use the Mental Fortress. Use the Fear No Evil. Or the Vigilance. I think it has to be the Fear No Evil to be able to knock him out. We'll gain the 6 block from that. Use the Strike. which makes us vulnerable. Then Distilled Chaos, which triggers Eruption, which, you know, is fine because we have Vigilance. And then we're at 30 block, which is enough to block him. And this turn... will be... this first. Then gain Strength and Dex and then defend. Right, okay. 7 by 2. We're now gaining a lot of energy, which is very nice. So we're now finally going to actually scale a bit so that silly parasite is not going to, hopefully not going to do too much to us. Like, no time for tantrum yet, but there's the talk to the hand. Right, that's enough. Like, we now have enough energy to just be able to survive every turn. To play whatever we want every turn. Of course, the deck has no way of drawing cards, which is kind of the problem it has, but let's put more safeties in the hand so that, you know, have a fallback. Can we tantrum? I think we can tantrum at this point. It'll be fine. Yeah, we got lethal. Okay, we got Worship, which not really, right? Tranquility is actually something that would really be very useful here. Just the ability to just, you know, a lot of the time I found that, you know, you have your tantrum, but you can't use it because you can't get back to calm. And you'd love to use it, but you just can't. So there you go. That's your answer to that conundrum. We could upgrade Fasting for another Dex and Strength. We could upgrade Talk to the Hand, so there's 2 good upgrades. But we're fighting an elite, and we are at 21 health. I think it's a rest? Question mark? 43 health. Yeah, so now we want to go down to about 37, ideally, to use the meat on the bone. I'm going to use pressure points twice. This is 52 damage. It's a lot of damage. I'll just hit you for 52 damage. That seems fair. Then maybe even like again. I think we'll kill the shield gremlin. It's very likely it'll hit the gremlin leader. Okay, he's still not attacking. So let's just hit him and then hit him and then do that. We don't need Data Form here. We'll just hit him until it dies. Don't really care about all these minions because they'll just run away. Even though they could have clearly killed me there. They'll run away if we get 2 relics here, right? We get to go and snowball, which is fun. That's what you want. Okay, so Simmering Fury, which draws cards, right? That is really good for us, drawing cards, because we don't have anything that draws cards. There's also the option of getting Frustration, which is like whenever you enter Wrath, draw cards, which would be even better, right? Go Stance Dancing mode, but you don't get to pick which cards appear, so we'll take a Simmering Fury. We can get a Ritual Dagger, which could be really good for us because, again, like double damage on something that increases its damage over time and scales with things is really strong. Right? It'll be our strongest attack in the deck by far already, even without an upgrade. This costs us 6 HP. I forgot to take some damage last fight, but I mean, it was either no damage or 90, so this will put us right at meat on the bone numbers, for what it's worth. The boot will very rarely trigger, so Sapphire Key it is. There's some decks that can use the boot, right? But it's not this one. We have a gambling chip now, so I can just replace things. Fear no evil. I do like a crush joints here. I think we'll try to... So there's a ritual dagger already. Skill to enter Wrath. I can hit... I mean, they all have the same health, so it doesn't matter. This 22. Can add a safety to my hand, I guess. Instead. I think we'll keep the ritual dagger. We'll be able to use it in the second pass through, probably. Yeah, there we go. We now get to do that. There's no Deva form for us this time. I could do Tranquility into Tantrum. Probably Spirit Shield first, then. Which will block for enough, right? And then... yeah, 12 and 18. Let's keep all the other stuff. Okay, so... they're hitting for 11, so 20 block is fine. $20 and a bit, actually. Can we do this? $12 and 30? No. I would die if I did that. We'll do that to draw some cards, right? I'll take 32. Better use a potion, I guess. Okay, so now we've got 30 damage here. That should be okay. I could pressure points you, then crush joints. So this will kill, right? Crush joints will make you vulnerable, which will make this deal 15 and 24. That is not enough. So we'll have to go into calm again. Right, so the thing is, how can I guess the most block we can do is... we need to do the most block we can do is a question, or can I get another attack off? 6-8. 16, 21. That's actually exactly what we want. Or we gain more from going to keep forgetting these things. 27, I mean, okay. I mean, we could have maybe not defended, I guess. He's going with 26 at this point. This is... are we just dead here? I think that's it. He really needed the Spirit Shield there, or the Divine... what if this... yeah, this would have actually saved us too. 16 block instead of whatever we have. 12, 21... yeah, that would have saved us, actually. Would have meant, you know, gaining more block, right, basically. Like, quite a bit more, actually. Not too bad. We get hit by birds for a ton of damage. Should I have done the Ritual Dagger immediately? Perhaps. I don't think it was a good idea, though, because we did get double damage out of it the second time around. And we couldn't do that the first time around very well. I guess you know, we could have gotten the Deva form first. I think that's it. We'll go ahead and try again tomorrow, I suppose, or maybe another day. Gotten quite far. But GG. The Watcher got hit by birds. I don't know. I should be able to win more often with this class than I do, but think the choices also, right? The Mental Fortress. What was the other thing we could have gotten that was really good? A Wallop? Maybe a Wallop would have been better against the birds. I definitely think a Wallop would have been better against the birds than a Mental Fortress. Should be keeping that in mind, actually. I don't play the Watcher as often as the other classes, and it kind of shows. I think the Mental Fortress was kind of the mistake there. Okay. We got 3 people watching. Do we have anyone I could send you guys to? Good question. Yeah. Oh, how do you do this again? Oh yeah, like this. Let's see here. Anyone else streaming Slay the Spire? Good question. Well, not like that. Ah, someone playing the Downfall mod. That could be cool. So, have a nice day, I suppose.